Lads, I am reporting to you live from my computer, which I'm actively torturing. It is so loud right now. My fan is going crazy. I have a Mac computer, and Macs cannot run Jean Valjean. It's Windows only. But I have a lot of audacity. So I, thank you, crossover. And it's 70% off right now. I'm gonna get it for a cool $1.01 Canadian. So, oh my god, we're so in, guys. Hello, my name is Taylor. I like Les Mis too much. Today, I am going to tell you about a shitty Steam point-and-click game based on Les Mis. As per usual, I do not speak French. I'm going to say a lot of French words, phrases, and names with my very intense Anglophone accent, and we're all gonna be super chill about it. You are not going to believe the extent to which I completely messed up, completely bungled recording this video. I wanted to play Javert's Oath of Blood, but it's not available yet. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna play one of the other point-and-click Les Mis games that's currently on Steam. I'm either going to play Jean Valjean or I'm gonna play Cosette's Fate. I decided on Jean Valjean. Now, because I'm not a gamer, I didn't know how to record the game. So for the first section of the game, I failed to connect my external microphone, so you cannot hear me speak over the music of the game. Okay, can I lower the music? I want the music. This game was published in April 2018 by the French publisher and developer Microids. There's not much going on in this game. It is a hidden object and puzzle game that attempts to adapt the story of Les Mis, specifically the story of Jean Valjean, in this format. I didn't enjoy playing the game because I don't really like hidden object games, and this game is primarily a hidden object game. Is that the shaving brush? Jesus! So I called in my wife. My wife loves a puzzle game. Now, the first time I recorded with my wife, OBS Studio, which is what I was using to record the game, I messed up what section of the screen was recording, so you can only see a corner of this screen. But thankfully, for the final 30 minutes of us playing, I successfully connected my microphone, got the window to record properly, and I had located someone who was willing to play the game, so it wasn't just me screaming at the game for a full hour. I wanted to bring you a full look into the Jean Valjean point-and-click game, and theoretically, I probably could have just re-recorded the entire thing, but I did not want to. In order to give you an idea of what this game is like, the gameplay, what it's like visually, etc., I am going to show you what I recorded, keeping in mind that for the majority of the game, I messed up. So just note at the bottom of the screen there is a menu bar. There's not much going on there. It just has the menu, it has your inventory, and it has Jean Valjean in the corner. So if you ever reference me talking about Go Ask Jean Valjean, I'm referring to clicking on him, and he gives you a little hint, which is usually useless. When you greet characters, there is dialogue. I think it's cut off for the majority of my recording. And that's kind of it. The game mechanics are really simple. It's just pointing and clicking. Most of the gameplay is through hidden object games, so they'll show you this very chaotic, messy scene, and they'll say, find objects. There's a list at the bottom of the screen that says, find this. And you click on the objects. Things that you're supposed to interact with are usually sparkly, kind of tells you, hey, stupid, click on me. There's a few additional puzzles. I actually really liked the additional puzzles. I wish there were more of them. Okay. Great accuracy. not how I envisioned him, but yeah. I don't know what the hell I'm looking at. So I'm taking a little gander here. It's the nun. Pieces to complete the mosaic are missing. And I don't believe I have any shit in my inventory. No, I have nothing in my inventory. Okay, but I have a lot of places to look now. Oh my god. Okay. So we put the white here. The blue goes here. And we got loss. Was that it? Fuck, okay. A puzzle. Now I gotta find a piece of wood to slam some holes into the coffin. The only holes that Jean Valjean's going to be drilling into. And look, it's a suspicious hidden object game. Great. Love doing these.
Yay!
Okay. So it looks like this. I think
This
what?
looks like a PlayStation 2 game.
Yes, it does. This is sparkling right now because in the current scene we have to do something to repair it so that we can put Cosette in there.
Oh.
I'm gonna click it. Find a log and to test how strong the basket is.
Okay.
Sometimes, if you need help, Jean Valjean is down here and he can give you a hint. He's usually useless.
Okay.
And he does take a bit of time to recharge. So, like, if I click him now, saw a log. Which means we have to find a fucking saw.
Oh. So I can't just grab the burning one from the
No.
fireplace.
And unfortunately, grabbing it straight from the burning fireplace would be a very Jean Valjean thing to do. Now, there happens to be a saw.
Into character.
She's getting into character. There's a saw right here,
Okay.
shoved into the tree, which is a normal place to store your saws.
Okay. I
Dog.
wonder how it got there.
Can I take it? I cannot take it. Am I expected to find a fucking ladder? I'm in the chapel. I see a ladder. The nun really wants to be buried in the convent, but that is against the law. She's supposed to be buried in, like, a specific designated graveyard. And they're like, no, we have to honor her last wishes. So there's a plan to, like, switch the body with something. And the gardener, who Jean Valjean has previously rescued from dying underneath a fallen cart, he has the job here now. And he's like, don't worry, I'll switch it with something.
Women can't have shit.
Yeah, and he's like, I'll switch it with something so we can get the nun back in here and bury her where she wants to be buried, and we'll bury, like, an empty coffin. But we're gonna put something in it so that it feels like there's a body inside it. The body is Jean Valjean. There's bullshit happening.
Very convoluted.
It's because they want to make sure the backpack that he just fixed won't break while Cosette is physically inside, because she's getting snuck out of the convent so that she can go to the front door and be like, hello, I am a nice normal girl with my nice normal dad who wishes to work here.
I see.
It's a good thing we checked. Shit broke.
This man looks so sad.
He is a sad man. Spool of thread and sew it back up. Jean Valjean does a lot of sewing in this game.
He's you.
He's me, for real. Uh-huh.
Okay, baby, leave this to me. What am I finding?
You're
Down
finding
here.
these things.
Okay. I do like that. Okay.
Now Jean Valjean is going to incredibly quickly sew this basket. Perfect.
He can't
Find the key to the cemetery!
Oh, Monsieur Madeleine, you're gonna have to search my pussy.
Oh my god! Calm down, my friend. We'll find it. It must have fallen out from your pocket.
Your flesh pocket.
You look here. I'll look in the garden and think about you the whole time.
Oh, so they're gonna make me find the key now.
Yeah.
Now that I know how it works.
She's locking the fuck in.
Yes.
Garden scene. Here we go.
A
Oh.
hedgehog. That's adorable.
An entire fucking hedgehog. Should we ask our good friend Jean Valjean?
I will not. He's no friend of mine.
Oh.
If I were a mushroom, where would I be?
In the ground, I presume. But not necessarily. Oh, there it is. Behind the turtle. Okay, so now
Oh my god, the hedgehog is under the turtle!
getting squished. All right, where's the key to the cemetery?
Here.
Oh,
Here.
Oh, she's so powerful. She's got that.
Very valid. Not this man!
A student who's an idealist. We've skipped a lot of shit right here. Wow, we are skipping what? We've skipped 8 billion chapters. Hello? Oh, okay. We're time skipping straight to June 1832.
Oh my. Look at this ugly. He looks like Timothy Chalamet!
Timothy Chalamet. Imbecile has decided to die armed.
Real.
Real.
Ew! Ew!
Girl, they were not wearing that shit in 1832.
Who is that?
There is literally not a single aspect of this that is accurate to the time period.
She looks like Elsa from Frozen, but in like a media not suitable for children.
Yes, a dark romance, but she is also Elsa. I'm sorry, they've left the barricade alone to Gavroche.
He can handle it.
We've captured a police
Oh my
inspector.
god. Okay, I'm ready to see what Javert looks like.
But
I
I
will
don't
be
know
upset.
how you feel about this.
I will be upset no matter what. Let me take care of it.
We have old scores to settle. That's one way to put it.
Gay. He's yours.
I'm very obsessed with how they make Gavroche just the spokesperson of the barricade. He's the manager.
In charge. The manager.
He's the shift lead.
I'll have to find 10 bandages
10
before they
bandages.
let me see Javert.
Yeah. They're just leaving their shit everywhere, which is probably canon. They got Jean Valjean just repairing things. We're doing a hidden object scene on the barricade itself.
On the fire.
On the fire.
I like the little clop sounds
The clop,
of
clop,
the
clops.
horses. Okay.
Okay.
Harmonica, corkscrew, straw hat.
Right off the bat, there's a straw hat. An eagle, a handkerchief, notebook, water bottle, catapult, ball of wool, horseshoe, cat tail, and wallet. Wow. I can't stop thinking about how many things that they skipped over in this game. I thought I was gonna have to spend like 15 hours playing through this at the speed they were going at, but we literally just jumped to the convent straight to Marius is suicidal. Oh, it's a puzzle.
Wait, I love this. Hold on.
She's locking in.
I
need to see what they. Oh my god.
Ew.
No, actually, this fits. This makes sense artistically.
He looks so greasy.
Yeah. We robbed an arms factory.
We? Bro thinks he's on the team. To your stations.
Gavroche.
They're literally
Like, Gavroche is in charge.
He is neurodivergent and a minor. He can't be doing this.
We need a knife first so we can go see Javert. I wonder if Javert's gonna kill himself on screen.
That'd be great. I can't find the last dart. I feel like I'm going crazy.
Pull up that Jean Valjean.
No.
Oh my god, she hates his ass.
I will not be asking a man for anything.
Okay. Valid.
Am I going nuts? Where could it be?
Oh my god, please ask Jean Valjean for help. Please. Ask a man for help. Thank you. Please show us Javert again. I know you made lovely Javert art.
Pookie.
Okay, Pookie's on this side over here.
It's time for cock and ball torture.
Oh my god.
Ew.
Not tied up like that.
He looks so
on his knees.
Stupid.
Well, he's ready for his cock and ball torture.
Oh, honey, it's 4 p.m.
You have to drag the knife over.
Oh.
It's part of their knife play.
Oh.
They changed his fit real quick. Javert, it's me, Jean Valjean.
That was very anticlimactic. Ew, get that man off my screen.
You take care of the cop. I'm obsessed with how they're not going to have a sprite for any other man who's involved in this. Not even the leader.
Mm-mm.
I'm fascinated by the game's decision to just not involve Eponine at all. But her brother's running everything.
Women can't have shit.
No. They said, we have one sexy woman sprite that we can work with, and we gave it all to Cosette.
What did I just agree to do?
Give it to ask Jean Valjean
No.
down here.
No.
He's the one who listened.
Okay.
Extinguish the fire in the alley somehow. Armed with a fountain lever and a fucking knife. Ready to go to the barricade. To put out the fire ourselves.
I would have peed on it.
She would have peed on the fires.
I need a container. You're too needy, man. You're gonna have to work with me.
Bro, you should have thought about all of this. Okay, so there's a person at the barricade canonically who would drink all of that fucking beer. Simply wake him up. But instead we're gonna sit through another hidden object scene. Locating important barricade objects such as strawberries and a bee. Someone wake up. Oh!
Oh.
The people are thirsty and starving on this barricade, and you've wasted all of their fucking beer. And I think we're going to the alleyway to put out the fire. This fire apparently is fine. But this one is significant. Which is right where Javert was, so theoretically they could have just set his ass on fire.
Oh.
Oh, we have to go look at some stuff real quick.
Did you know?
Did you know that when you know, that you know when you?
What? Oh, wait, this is earth-shattering information if true.
This is great. I would love a citation. Oh, we're putting the mattress on the top of the barricade and going, yay!
Now, how did I get that there?
We're meeting Gavroche back in that bar. Oh.
I guess we're not.
Well, Gavroche does get shot, so maybe he's getting shot right now.
Where is he?
Getting shot.
Oh.
They skipped 8 billion things in between the convent and the barricade.
Yeah, I was gonna say this fucking plot makes no sense.
But we do get to see the Parisian sewer system. Oh yeah, we're in the sewers.
I forgot.
So, Jean Valjean has knocked up Marius. Thénardier appeared out of nowhere. I don't know exactly where we're going, but I guess this is it.
Sewer.
Sewer.
Can't wait to be stuck here for 800 pages.
Mm-mm-mm.
Oh. What?
His life is his way of the cross.
Interesting.
Huh. Well, I guess we can ask the Christ-like figure what to do. He is available for a hint. Oh, we have to go back to the barricade to find a National Guard uniform.
That's such a stupid side quest.
That's crazy. Did we just leave him down in, like, Marius down in the sewer? So that we can go do our hidden object game?
I would do
Whereas,
that.
like, Enjolras is getting shot as we speak.
This is not about him, kitten.
Okay.
Okay.
Lock in.
Lock in. Yay!
I like how the National Guard uniform is pants, epaulettes, no top, nothing on the top.
Nope.
Die. The top is whatever you happen to be wearing when you are drafted, which is that for him. Where's the map? Oh. Well. Oh. They're choosing some interesting timing to do this.
We're all doing
what we can, comrade. You should be able to rob cadavers without anyone bothering you. He supports small business.
Shop local.
Oh my god.
No way! Oh, this is a
It's
new
a
mini game. I
puzzle.
have not done this one before.
They've only had it like once or twice throughout the
Okay.
game. Time for the puzzle! He just loves sending you out to find shit. Bro, you should not be going back and forth between the sewer and the barricade right now. Brother, they're getting shot. Are you stealing the flag? Are we stealing the flag? I don't need the whole flag. Dog. Jean Valjean, you should get shot and killed for this. Quite frankly. Oh my god, where's the bread?
Is that not the whole point of the
Fuck!
series? Where is the bread?
We can ask Jean Valjean, he'll know where the bread is.
Damn.
Why did they... Who brought a jar of olive oil to the
Expensive
barricade?
looking olive oil, yeah.
Can we take the flag now? Okay.
Don't I have a knife? Hold on.
Take the knife to the flag. He's climbing to the top of the barricade to slice a bit of the flag. He would get shot.
Heh.
Find a lighter.
There's like fire readily available outside, by the way.
Literally, just take your goddamn torch and put it on the barricade. It will catch on fire. And he would just grab a handful of fire and hope for the best. Oh, my god. How many people have died while we've been doing all of this?
This is a very lengthy quest while there's bullets
Domino.
flying outside.
Domino.
You know, for when you're in your barricade and you get the itch to do a little arts and craft.
So you manage to make a very large safety pin and then you fucking ram it through a saw. Which you don't take out to the barricade with you. You do leave that in the
Yes.
cafe. That is not a weapon that we need.
There's an art project.
Nor do we take our crowbar. Time for us to go, oops, sorry guys, I'm just passing through at the barricade as they're getting fucking gored. And then we're gonna go dip into the sewer real quick to go find our barely alive bud, Marius.
He's
Just-
no friend of mine.
He's just here, open wounds, and he's soaking in the sewer. Because we're fucking around. Oh.
Okay. A cutscene.
Cutscene.
See, in a way, Marius is the cross here.
You're right. And you should say that.
Oh, Pookie!
Pookie! What are you
here?
doing here, actually? I'm obsessed with how in this game Javert replaces every single police officer who ever appears.
He is everywhere.
He's everywhere. Oh, we're home.
just teleported.
With Javert. I'm yours, Javert.
Oh!
What?
Wait a minute.
No. Dog, this is not something he vocalizes. This is not something he's willing to vocalize. This is not something he vocalizes. He has 0.2... Oh my god. He has 0.2 seconds of self-reflection and he goes, that's scary. And that's too much. And he goes to kill himself. Well, he goes to go sit in a cafe for a while. I'm obsessed with this being the only
cutscene.
and this is the only cutscene. Oh. Oh my god, are we just ending like this? Are we doing an ending cutscene with no further... Oh. Oh my god, we might have just finished the game. Dog, what's happening with this timeline? Oh, he doesn't even die.
That was an incredibly anticlimactic last puzzle, I will say.
That was a very anticlimactic last puzzle. They really said,
one last hidden object search.
in the barricade scene, there's hundreds of pages that come after that.
I was gonna say, I feel like we missed a bunch of stuff.
Yes, we most certainly did. I was too busy losing my mind over, once again, another Javert vocalizing his thoughts.
His character.
And they never will. And then they never understand how to end this goddamn thing, because they're like, all the ending stuff of, like, I don't know, literally everything that happens between Jean Valjean and Marius and Cosette and, like, Marius' family, and they're like, that's not it. It's complicated, guys.
Don't ask about it.
He's just gonna die alone.
This game is made for people who either already know the base story or are just stupid. Because they really do not put effort into explaining anything to you.
And they completely misunderstand every single aspect of Marius as a character. Cosette is kind of nothing. Like, Cosette is a very interesting character in the book, but in every single adaptation, she is just simply woman. Young woman married off. I don't know.
And in this adaptation especially, they put her in the Hooters uniform.
They put her in the Hooters uniform. She speaks maybe twice. And then at the very end, they're like, alright, she's fucking her husband, and then she never sees her dad again. Whoops! Anyways, quitting this game for the last fucking time. Yay! As a game itself, I think it's fine. The controls weren't terrible. You know, the art style... The art style's fine. I think for the hidden objects section, you know, the art style makes it difficult enough while keeping things interesting. The characters are horrifying to look at. The characters are fucking terrifying. I'm personally offended by what they did to my girl Cosette, who, by the way, in this game is just kind of a shell. A lot of adaptations do this. Cosette as a character isn't really a character, she's more of an idea. And that idea is woman. As for other character designs, you know, I thought Javert was fine. I thought Marius was, like, actually quite good. Like, that's him. That's him. Jean Valjean was terrifying to look at, and you had to stare at him the entire fucking game. As an adaptation, the shit sucked. The first half of the story, I was a bit confused, because this game included a lot of scenes that in a lot of adaptations are just kind of thrown out because it's not considered by whoever's adapting the story to be that relevant. For example, the Petit Gervais storyline and that section of the convent storyline where Jean Valjean gets buried alive. The game included both of them, and at that point I was thinking, sure, we've had a couple hiccups so far. Jean Valjean's characterization's a little crazy. Javert just seems to be a replacement for all police in France. He's appearing in places that he's not supposed to be appearing. But I was like, sure, fine, whatever. A lot of adaptations do that. Based on the scenes that you are including, you know, this is an adaptation created by someone who really understands the story and wants to communicate all of the important scenes, because despite how often they don't include Petit Gervais, that's really important to Jean Valjean's character arc. Anyways, the second half of the game, the second you leave the convent, imagine someone adapting the first section of Les Mis pretty well, and then once you hit 1832, they just kind of throw it at a wall. Once again, I understand that a lot of adaptations do this. It shocks me every time, nonetheless. Like, I'm sorry, you had me play 8 billion scenes from the beginning of the book, and then for the second half of the book, I'm literally on the barricade, and I kind of step foot in the sewers, and that's it? Is this a good adaptation of Les Mis? No. Was this game enjoyable enough? Yes. So I been reflecting on this game for a little while because it's been about a week and a half since I played this game. And the more I think about it, the more disappointed I am because I think at its core, this game just feels unfinished. There are so many missed opportunities that could take this game from being to something truly interesting. I was talking about this with a Discord friend, and we were discussing how the barricade scene, for example, could have been vastly improved by incorporating more characters and having a variety of quests given to Jean Valjean by these characters. Instead, Jean Valjean receives a smattering of weird requests from Gavroche, which makes very little sense. And I was thinking, having more about Jean Valjean's personal battles with morality would have made his journey more compelling instead of an odd play-by-play of his life with no character development. I know this is far beyond the scope of the game, but maybe it could have had dialogue options so the player has to play out Jean Valjean's moral battles themselves, with the actual real storyline of Les Mis being the good ending, alongside a series of bad endings or deviations from the storyline. Maybe the player decides that Champmathieu goes to prison in Jean Valjean's stead and Jean Valjean remains mayor. Maybe there's a path where Marius dies in the sewer. Maybe there's a dead end at the convent and Cosette decides to become a nun. Yeah, the path system is far beyond what this game is and what it probably intended to be, but it could have really benefited from more player input and opportunities for the player to actually embody being Jean Valjean. Instead, we jump scene to scene without really understanding why Jean Valjean is making certain decisions, and there's no opportunities for the player to make the wrong choice. If you don't follow the very specific set of tasks put in front of you, you don't progress. You're just stuck. So, part of my reflection has been trying to figure out what I would want to see out of a Les Mis game. And I know that this will never happen because this seems very technically difficult and it's 2025, so why would someone make a Les Mis game? But here's what I am envisioning. Okay, walk with me here. I want something with options and the ability to mess up the story like you are a director of an adaptation. I want to be able to fuck up the story as bad as they did for the 1935 movie. I want an Assassin's Creed style recreation of 19th century Paris. I want a multiplayer mode where you inevitably run into like 50 players wearing Enjolras skins, doing Fortnite dances over a dead National Guardsman. I want a PvP enabled zone where I can witness someone playing Bishop Myriel laying a smackdown on Théodule for no reason. I think I'm literally just envisioning Assassin's Creed with like Fortnite involved. And granted, I don't know much about Fortnite. I've never played it. All I know is dancing, fighting, and skins. I don't think game design is in my future.